G'day to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. As you can see, the sun is slowly setting on another beautiful day. I'm up here at Port Stephens and I'm going for a walk along the foreshore at Soldiers Point, and just enjoying the peace and serenity of this location. What I want to do is, like I normally do, is I'd love to welcome you once again to this episode and to let you know that I intend to do a book summary, and the book summary that I have selected for today's episode is entitled "You Are Not a Gadget." You Are Not a Gadget by Jaron Lanier, a book by Jaron Lanier that examines the impact of technology on our lives and how to try and find a balance between what we have, what we need, and the problems that could come our way if we're not careful. Because there are traps to technology that a lot of us have come across, especially with social media, and also from a working perspective as well, because with technology today, you're always connected, you're always online, you're always contactable. You never get a chance to find peace from the everyday work requirements. And as you can see here, we've got a little duck by the pool. How lovely is that? Mr. Quack Quack. Oh, he's missing a foot. So the duck only has one webbed foot. May have been taken off by an eel or a fish who's swimming down here at Nelson Bay. So the author kicks off the book with an observation, and it's a good observation, especially to the younger people who are not quite aware of the challenges that we all face, that technology has its pluses and minuses, its advantages and its disadvantages, its pros and its cons. It's wonderful in that it allows connection, real-time access to the internet, and it's all relatively free. When I was growing up, to gain information, you basically had to either have a library card, have access to a library, or you needed to have your own encyclopedia. Thankfully, my parents bought me a World Book Encyclopedia, I think back in 1974 when I was about 14 years of age, and I was able to use that for a number of assignments and projects at school. And the investment in that encyclopedia is wonderful. And I also do note that Bill Gates, at the age of, I think he was 8 or 10, maybe 10, he's said to have read the encyclopedia, the World Book Encyclopedia, from cover to cover twice, not once, but twice. So from a very young age, he was able to accumulate a massive perspective, a massive amount of information and knowledge that may, I'm not saying it did, but may have contributed to his ability to do what he did with Microsoft and become one of the most, influential people in the world, or that the world has ever actually seen. So the author here reminds us that there's a dark side to technology, and that the fakeness and a lot of those dark aspects of technology could have lasting and massive impacts on people's mental health. One thing we need to understand, and I think a lot of people are aware of it these days, but not everybody's aware of it, that whilst a lot of the information on the internet and Google is free, there is a lot of data mining that happens that ends up devaluing people and robs people of their work, their credit, their drive, because there are pushes into artificial intelligence, and with time a lot of the data mining, a lot of the data that has been accumulated by Google and a lot of the other internet providers will be able to be used for us, but also could be used against us. So we just need to be aware of that. Advances in technology are putting people into boxes and undermining the values of individuals. So what they're trying to do, from what it appears, look, in a good way, it's not done in a sinister way. What is happening is that people are being categorized based on their interests, their likes, their dislikes, and depending on your interaction and your engagement with social media, it could be providing a lot of information in terms of your personal makeup. So we need to be aware of that. And there is a certain level of deification, I think what I'm saying, of technology, and it makes us overlook to a certain extent its limitations, because a lot of young people, you know, are into their iPads, their smartphones, their laptops, their computers, and you know, their TikTok accounts. There's a deification of technology. All of that, according to the author, will come at a price, because we do get sucked in. We do get attracted to social media, and it can become, I guess, overpowering for some. So people are a lot more complex and unique than their first Facebook profile. Now we've got to understand that people can't be put into boxes. You know, what I post on Facebook is probably only a slither of who I am as a person, or what I am in terms of my thoughts, my relationships, my contribution to the people around me. So I think many years ago, when I was a young fellow, somebody described the Rubik's Cube model of how people judge others. You know how the Rubik's Cube has got lots of, it's got 6 colours, I think, 6 colours. And once you mix up and scramble all those colours, you know, there are different colours on different sides. And so what they're saying is that sometimes some people will take one of those colours on one of those sides because they only get to see a slither of who we are. Nobody gets to really know who we really are, other than a very close and caring parent or friends. But even then, a lot of people don't really get to know our entire persona. But a lot of people will take that slither, that little box, that little square, and use that to define you. So, you know, if you're cranky, or if you come across rude to some person, then they may say, well, you know, you are always rude, or you're a rude person who's grown up, you know, in an uncouth sort of family. So we need to be careful that we don't pigeonhole and put people in the boxes, because people are a lot more complex and unique in their Facebook profile. And at the end of the day, we are better than technology. And regardless of the data and all the artificial intelligence, technology doesn't have a soul. Technology doesn't have the 99% that makes us up, you know, other than our physicality, which is the 1%. It doesn't have our feelings, our experiences, our thoughts, our ability to visualize and do all the sort of things that we can do. So the author says that it's very, very hard now with social media, because there are a lot of people here and there who hide behind social media and become keyboard warriors and go out and attack people left, right and centre, because it's very, very hard to police. It's very, very hard to sort people out and to seek people out and seek an apology for their rudeness or for them saying things which are out of order. And I was watching television last night where they're saying that the damage to businesses from people who are making fake reviews is just terrifying. One person can go onto a social media site and issue a fake review of a business, a cafe, a restaurant, a holiday accommodation. Who knows what it is? That one fake review can be so damaging that, and you've got no recourse. You've got no legal recourse, and also from from the suppliers. So from Google or Facebook or whatever. Yeah, there's a number of times that I've made complaints on Facebook for material that I've seen, and it just continues to go on. So nothing is done about it. So you can imagine being a person whose livelihood is impacted through false witness, and you've got no recourse, nothing to do about it, to sort it out. So we need to be careful about social media, but by the same token we need to also leverage social media and the internet, because there's never been a time in the history of mankind that we've had so much data, so much information, so much free information and data available at our fingertips. The big question, the big problem, the big challenge that we all face is how much of it is real, how much of it is fake, and it's up to each person to be discerning. We've seen with the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, how we've had people dish out, supply and pass on disinformation and misinformation that has created fear, uncertainty and doubt. And yet it's hard to know. You know, they think that what they're saying is correct, even though it's irrational, it's stupid, it's scientifically impossible, you know, to say that COVID-19 vaccinations include microchips so people can track us. Who would want to track us? Who would want to track me at the end of the day? You know, when it's all said and done, just the stupidity that you see. So it's important to be discerning with what you read, but it's also important not to give up. I know lots of people giving up on Facebook, but at the end of the day, you can use Facebook, you can leverage Facebook for your own benefit. You can post things. I post a lot of things to private, and in 12 months' time it'll pop up and it'll remind me of things. So all of these book summaries that I do, now in 12 months' time they'll pop up again, and I can listen to the book summary, review it, and supplement it and complement it with more of my experience, more of what I've learned from reading other books. So it's a weapon, it's a tool that you can use to do your own personal development, your growth and development, if used smartly. You know, so don't give up is my point, but know what the limits are, know what the dark side is, so that we don't get trapped and we don't get disappointed. Anyway, it's coming to the end of the day, so I'll head off. I'll head back to the car, head back home, pick up Paula and head back to Sydney. But thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, where we've learnt something new. We've just gone through and learnt a little bit more about You Are Not a Gadget by Jaron Lanier, to remind us that people are more complex. People know a lot more than what the internet tries to box us in at. So as we normally say, let's live, learn and pass it on, and make the most of the OPE, the other people's experience that we get to cross our daily path, and to apply the knowledge that we have and to build our inventory of skills so that we can get through this day, get through this week, and hopefully encourage and support each other so that we make better decisions in the coming days, coming weeks. Yasas, take care, bye for now. So this is Jim from Jim's 5am Club, signing off from Nelson Bay, Port Stephens.